Hello everyone, in today's topics, we will talk about the last straw on the camel's back, why we shouldn't be it. There is a simple idiom that carries the weight of the world, the straw that broke the camel's back. It speaks not of the heavy burdens we so clearly see, but of the small, nearly invisible ones, the final flicker of stress, the tiniest common, the unnoticed neglect that causes collapse. The camel did not stumble under the grand load, but from one straw too many. And that straw, heartbreakingly, could be us. In the world swirling with pressure, performance, and pain, perhaps one of the most important lessons we can learn is don't be the last straw. This is not merely a call to be kind, it is a call to be aware, to be deeply attuned to the hidden battles in the hearts of the people we encounter. Because none of us walks around with visible weight hanging from our shoulders, but all of us are carrying something: grief, shame, anxiety, exhaustion, guilt, confusion. And sometimes the ones who smile the widest are the ones already on the edge. The invisible burden, what we don't see. Life doesn't hand out balance sheets showing how much pressure someone is under. We don't get receipts for the pain others carry. There is no warning sign blinking above someone's head that says almost full capacity, handle with care. If only it were that easy. The co-worker who snapped at you may have spent the night in tears over parents' terminal illness. The server who forgot your order may be working 3 jobs while worrying about the eviction notice. The driver who cut you off might be racing to the hospital to say goodbye to a dying child. The friend who didn't reply may be tangled in the web of mental illness so thick that replying to a message feels like scaling Everest. We judge others by their actions while justifying ourselves by our intentions. We don't often lack the fuller picture, and in that blind spot, we might throw on what feels like a feather, the sarcastic remark, a sharp word, a passive-aggressive look, not knowing that may land with the weight of 1,000 bricks. The mirth of the strong one. In every social circle, family or workplace, there is someone seen as the strong one, the dependable sibling, the emotional stable friend, the reliable team member, the helper. They don't complain, don't ask for much, they don't burden others, but that doesn't mean they are unburdened. On the contrary, the strong are often those who silently carry the burdens of many and suppress their own. The individuals rarely receive checks-ins. They are thanks yet, but not often asked, "Are you okay?" Their masks become expectations, and their resilience become assumed. Until one day, a strong one breaks. People then say, "I had no idea. She seemed fine." Or, "He was always smiling." That's the danger of invisible pressure. It fools even the closest observers, which is why when we relate to others, we must do so in gentleness, not because they appear weak, but because we don't know the strength it's taking them just to stand. The weight of the words and silence. It's not always big betrayals or grand criticisms that become a final straw. Sometimes it's the coldness of a glance, a tone of a voice, or a message left unread. Sometimes it's a joke that cuts deeper than it should. The indifference to someone's pain, the failure to show up when it matters most. We often underestimate the power of our presence or our absence. A person may already be drowning in self-doubt and insecurity, and our silence could be interpreted as confirmation that they don't matter. A person may already be on the verge of burnout, and one more expectation could push them over the edge. Inversely, our presence, even in the small ways, can be a straw that lifts someone. A smile, a kind word, a text message that says, "I see you." These small gestures are often dismissed as insignificant, but if a feather can break someone, then surely a feather of grace can sustain them. Why we often miss the signs? It's not because we are bad people, but we overlook others' pain. Often it's because we distracted. Our own lives are noisy, full of deadlines, worries, social media feeds, and to-do lists we don't take the time to see, and we are trained, especially in high-performance societies, to value strength, efficiency, and results over vulnerability, slowness, and emotion. We may also be uncomfortable with other people's pain. If someone's suffering doesn't have a quick fix, we might avoid it. If a friend's grief lingers too long, we might gently or not so gently suggest they move on. Not out of cruelty, but discomfort. We don't know how to hold space for what we cannot solve. But we must learn, because sometimes just holding space, sitting beside someone in silence, listening without judgment, offering steady presence is enough to keep their spirit from shattering. The fragile balance of life. Life is not fair in how it distributes pressure. Some people are born into soft landings, others into hard ones. Some face drama before they can speak, while others are cushioned for decades. Some suffer losses back to back with no time to heal. Others are surrounded with support systems that catch every stumble. So we must approach others with humility. We are not superior because we are standing. We may simply be standing on more solid ground. Others may be climbing uphill with bleeding feet. If we see someone struggling, we shouldn't be quick to label them weak, lazy, or dramatic. They may simply be tired from a journey we never walked. And while it's true that we can't save everyone, it's also true that we can avoid adding unnecessary weight. Sometimes love is not heroic. Sometimes love is restraint. Becoming aware, becoming gentle. So how do we ensure we are not the last straw? First, practice empathy. Assume there is more to every person than that you see. Treat others not as they appear, but as sacred beings carrying untold burdens. Second, listen deeply. When someone opens up, resist the urge to give advice or fix. Just listen. Listening and validation can be a lifeline. Third, speak kindly. Words linger. We can heal or harm. Choose yours with care, especially when someone seems off. 4. Be slow to anger. When offended, pause. Ask yourself, is this person okay? There may be more behind their behavior than malice. Check in, especially on the strong ones. Ask how they are really doing, then wait, then ask again. Don't judge quickly. Everyone is fighting a battle you cannot see. Make room for that truth before forming conclusions. Offer what you can. Even small acts, a meal, a message, a ride, can lighten someone's load. What is life for you may be life-saving for them. From last straw to the first light. The world doesn't need more critics. It needs more gentle souls, people who pay attention, who walk slowly through crowded hearts, who understand that kindness is not weakness but wisdom. Imagine a world where everyone is vigilant not to be the last straw. The world where our reflex is to live, not to load, to notice, not neglect, to heal, not hurt. The world starts with one joy, our choice, to live gently. We may never know how close someone is to breaking, but we can choose not to push. We can choose to soften where life has hardened. We can choose to carry, even briefly, what someone else can no longer bear. Final reflections. There is a sacredness of every soul, a tenderness that life often bruises. When we encounter people, we encounter mysteries. We do not know their story. We do not know their last straw, but we know ours. And if we look back, perhaps we remember the moment we almost broke. The time when one more disappointment, one more insult, one more silence would have crushed us. And maybe someone somewhere saw us. Maybe someone didn't ask wait. Maybe they offered peace and we survived. So let us be that someone. The camel's back need not break. The world doesn't need more weight. What we all need is mercy in motion, eyes that see, hands that help, hearts that refuse to be the final burden. And maybe, just maybe, the next time someone is at their limit, it won't be the end, because we weren't the last straw. We were the beginning of their healing. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you click like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.